Good day everybody, and welcome to today's latest episode on my YouTube video series. And today we're going to talk about R&F Princess Cove, right? Can you still buy this project in the year 2025? Now it's May 2025. Many of you may have been wondering about this project in the past couple of years and want to find out more about what's the status going on right now. So before we start, let's start with an introduction on myself.
Director of Alpha Marketing.
Still internal Malaysian. So my name is Ryan. Nama saya Ryan.
6,000 incoming supply in Johor. This is
I'm writing thank you for attending today's presentation on Iskandar Malaysia.
My name is Ryan Khoo. I'm a Malaysian. I'm a Singapore PR, and I live in Singapore, but I go to JB almost every day. And I'm one of those people that live on both sides of the border, you know, Johor Bahru as well as Singapore. I'm a property investor. I own multiple properties in Malaysia as well as Singapore. I've bought and sold many properties over the past 14, 15 years of my life, mostly in Malaysia and Singapore. And I'm also a property agent with ERA, both in Singapore and Malaysia. And I'm most well known for about Johor Bahru. I talk a lot about Johor Bahru real estate, retirement in Johor Bahru, right? If you see my YouTube channel and all the other videos, right, that's what I mostly cover. And I've spoken on events relating to Property Guru, iProperty, ST Property. I've been on the what do you call that, forums with many distinguished property speakers and luminaries across Singapore and Malaysia, and I used to write for HProp as well. So in today's topic, we're going to talk about R&F Princess Cove, right, which is a project that I have been very positive about for the past couple of years. My first video about it was in May 2023, which I said this is actually going to be the good buy for Johor Bahru right now. And this video, 16,000 views at the time, was one of the breakout videos for me. At the time my YouTube wasn't that popular, so this was the breakout video for me. And of course, I continue to speak about this project. I did a walkthrough video that had 36,000 views, right? And I did another walkthrough video when the keys were handed over, which was roughly 1 year ago. Right now, R&F Princess Cove Phase 2 is already 1 year old, 13,000 views as well. And I think many of you today, if you've been paying attention to property in Johor Bahru, this project, R&F Princess Cove, has probably been in your consideration list. There is a reason why R&F Princess Cove is so popular, right? Let me talk about why. Now, the reasons why I like R&F Princess Cove: number one, freehold, right? None of that. If you're confused about the leasehold, freehold thing, just buy freehold. Right? R&F Princess Cove is freehold, right? Completed already. So there are two phases: phase 1, phase 2, already completed. So if you're a retiree, you want to buy a property that you can live in immediately, you want to touch the actual property, you can buy. There's a phase 1, which is about 7 years old right now. Phase 2, roughly 1 year old. So completed, which is good. No need to wait. Majority of the units have sea view, right? And facilities floor is quite nice. And phase 2, the site size is big, right? So you're not buying a small condo, right? You're buying a fairly large condo where you can enjoy a lot of facilities and a lot of place to walk about. Good track record, a lot of transactions, whether for rental or for sale, right? R&F Princess Cove is also an integrated development, you know, with shopping mall, right? This is very important, with supermarket, cinema, and food choices downstairs. This is very important because a lot of you, when you go to JB, right, you think JB is not the same as Singapore. In one sense, is that in Singapore, you have many HDB blocks or condos where downstairs have a lot of amenities like food or supermarket that you can walk. But in JB, this is not so common. I repeat, in JB, this is not so common. A lot of times you have to drive, right, to go to food or to go to supermarket. But in R&F Princess Cove, it's very similar to Singapore in that sense. Downstairs got a mall with supermarket and food. That makes it very convenient, right? If you are a retiree or want something that's very convenient for you to stay, right? And most important, actually, R&F is walking distance to RTS. Right now, a lot of projects in JB will tell you, oh, nearby, right, 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive. But actually, right, if you pay attention, there are only a handful of projects, I think by my count, not more than 5, right, or 5 or 6 condos that you can really walk to the RTS, right? And R&F is one of them, right? Which is today why it's so popular with buyers. And of course, the rental yields here are pretty decent. You can get quite high rental yield, about 4% plus. Small units can get as high as 4.5 or higher, right? And the rental rates per square foot are probably among the highest, if not the highest, in JB right now. So this is the reason why I like R&F Princess Cove, right? Why this is a top-selling project. But the question that most of you have is, can still buy or not, right? I heard it's fully sold. I heard it's very expensive right now, right? So cannot buy one. I know a lot of you out there have already turned and looked at other projects in JB right now. But let me explain to you the latest status for you to know in case you are still keen to consider this project, right? So number one, how can you buy? The most obvious option is actually to buy a completed developer unit in phase 2, right? This is the most preferred option, right? If you can do it, completed phase 2 is the best, most number one option. Number 2 is you buy resale, right, from the secondary market from an earlier owner. That can be phase 1, that can be phase 2. Later I give you some examples. There are benefits of buying resale, right? And number 3 is you buy in phase 3 lah. So RNF will have a phase 3 now. I know some of you out there like totally forgot or totally don't know that RNF got a phase 3 coming. That's because developer has not really done any marketing lah. They on phase 3 yet. That might happen in June, right? Maybe July, where phase 3 there'll be more noise, right? But right now, I'm sure a lot of you out there don't even think about RNF phase 3, totally don't know. Okay, so there is a phase 3 coming up, right? Of course, this is a new launch, new build. Will take 4 years to build. So let's go through these 3 options one by one. Now, if you look at RNF today, right, in case you're new to RNF, let me explain to you the topography a little bit. Now, RNF is that very big condo you can see when you cross the causeway. Okay, for those of you who go to JB, right, whenever you go from Woodlands to JB, you can see a very large condo complex on your right. That is actually RNF Princess Cove. Now, to help you orientate, right, what is what, this is phase 1. The ones at the back are actually phase 1. This was completed in 2018, so it's 7 years old today. The shopping mall is also there, RNF Mall, right, where the cinema is and all the food, right? And phase 2, this is phase 2 nearer to the water, the one in the front. This is called phase 2. Now, phase 2 already completed last year, so 1 year old, so fairly new, right? If you go to phase 2 today, everything is still pretty much quite new, right? And there are still some unsold units I'll cover later, right? And the front part over here, this is the Opera House and the Opera House complex. There's also some food here, choices, a hot pot, a beer house, and a Vietnamese restaurant as well here, all on the Opera House area, right? And if you look behind here, this is the immigration building, right? So that's why a lot of people say you can walk from RNF to the immigration building because it's roughly a 10-15 minute walk. There is a bridge. The RTS station is also over here. And if you pay attention to this photo, you can also see the RTS track at the back, okay, which will complete by end of next year, 2026 December. Okay, so this is RNF Princess Cove today. Okay. So option number 1 is to buy a complete developer unit in phase 2. Now, there are a couple of ways to do this. Now, why are they still available units? People say, right, hey, I heard RNF fully sold. Why still got unit 1? They still have units. Let me explain why. The first option is what we call Boomy release. Boomy release means initially there were units, right, meant to be sold only to Boomy Putra buyers. So Boomy Putra in Malaysia are usually the Malay, right, or some of the indigenous people in Sabah Sarawak. These are considered Boomy Putra, right? And RNF has a 10% Boomy Putra quota. Now, of course, it's quite difficult to find a Boomy Putra buyer, right? So after many years, right, the developer has obtained approval to convert this Boomy to international lot, right? So they can finally sell to non-Boomy, right, or other international buyers. So this is roughly 10% of the stock, right? So these units, the Boomy release units are what we call it, slowly being released right now. Every other 2-3 weeks, we normally get a batch of 20-30 units coming out. And this will probably continue all the way until maybe end of this year, 2025, by the time all the Boomy release are released, right? So they come out in batches, right? There's roughly 10% of this Boomy release units. So these are sort of your last chance, okay? If you want to buy RNF, this is the last chance. Some of the Boomy release units are nice. Not all are nice, of course, but they are nice units here because the Boomy release units are actually randomized. When the government decide the time which are the Boomy, right, the government sort of randomly select. So they are good units in the Boomy release choice. So this is the first reason why they are still available units, right? Boomy release, majority come from here. There are also cancelled purchases. People who buy halfway, they don't want to buy, then they cancel. And there's also contractor sales. Contractor sales means in the old days, actually, when cash flow was bad during COVID, right, the developer paid a contractor in units, in property, and now the contractor want to sell. Okay, so there's also such things, right, in RNF. Contractor sales normally is a bit cheaper than developer sales, but a bit hard to find because a lot of the contractor sales have already happened there are not that many contractor sales left. And also there's also some units in the B13, what we call the best block, right? The prime sea view units as well. So these units are sell a bit more expensive. These are not a bit, sorry, a lot more expensive. These are the ones that we sell at 2,000 per square foot, right? But the sea views are of course very nice. There are also some units here as well. So this, so roughly, right? If you ask me how much left in phase 2, roughly 10%. Roughly 10%. The prices are I list over here, right? There has not been any major price change in 2025 so far. I think prices are the same as per early this year, January or December last year. No change yet. So these are the prices for the various available units right now. So roughly 10% available right now. Now the developer prefer cash buyer, right? If you're a loan buyer, you can't get too much loan on this, right? Maybe 50-60% loan. So preferably cash buyer. So completed, you can see the actual unit that you want to buy. I can show you the actual unit. Pretty much brand new because around 1 year old only, and majority of units have sea view. Rental yield around 4%. Very easy to rent out. If you question rental, I don't know how to say it. It's quite easy to rent out, right? You give it to my agents or that work with us. We can rent out R&F Princess Cove quite easily. Let me show you some sample photos. This is a 2-bedder we just furnished, right? This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, furnished by my company, Good Life, at R&F Princess Cove. This is the bedroom. Normally we put a bed and we do a bit of paint work on the bedhead wall, right? And this is cabinets are provided by the developer. And these are the sea views, one example of a sea view unit in R&F Princess Cove. You can, normally they are facing south or east or southwest, right? Depend on the spec, right? But you get a good sea view, and a lot of units also have a so-called view of Singapore, okay? Sea views are nice in Singapore, can I get this? So freehold sea view, okay? Not expensive, I don't know what else to say, right? But this is a good option, integrated development with more for people who want to buy in JB, okay? So the important thing about RNF is also that I run a full service property management team, so we handle things like defect submission for you, furnishing, rental, tenant management, Airbnb also we do here. We do everything. I repairs everything. Whatever you want, we can do. As long as it's R&F Princess Cove, I got a team here. If you can count, exclude me, it's about 6-7 people, include my partner Benjamin, right? We do run. We have an office here in RNF, so I'm quite confident in RNF lah. I mean, anything to do with RNF, I can handle. This is the reason why I'm also quite positive for RNF, which is the reason why I opened this property management company over here, right? So if you are an RNF owner, right, we can do a lot of things for you here in RNF, right? Airbnb, block rental, anything you want, just talk to me about it. Okay, option number 2 is if you don't want to buy developer unit, right, you can buy resale. Now resale, I just list 3 listings that are in my hand, right, that I have right now. There are probably more lah, but I don't want to talk about it too many, right? So there's I go through it one by one. The first one is a 3-bedroom in phase 2, right? High floor, quite high floor unit, sea view, already renovated, asking 1.38 million, right? This is some photo of the living area, just to give you an example. The owner already buy furniture and did some carpentry in the bedroom, so this will be sold as is, right? This is the sea view in the daytime. You can notice this is actually 2 separate photos. So you can see this is old photo actually, but you can see the sea on the left. You can also see the sea in the middle and the swimming pool, and also the sea on the right. Right, this unit is for sale, 1.38 resale, cheaper than the developer unit. So if you want to buy a 3-bedroom, cheaper than developer, you don't mind to buy resale, this is one option. I also have a phase 1. This is phase 1, 2-bed, 2-bath, middle floor, sea view, asking 1.3 million, 1.3 with a sea view. This is the sea view. You can look off, look face south, right? So good facing into this direction. Also nice unit, 2-bedder, 2-bath. If you don't want too big for this unit, and I also have a 3-bedroom, phase 1. This one no sea view. If you look at the balcony, you can tell this one doesn't have a sea view. But this is cheap. I mean, 1/1 million, 1.05 million, no sea view for 3-bedroom. This 3-bedroom is, I think, just over 1,000 square feet, right? So per square foot is just about under 1,000. So the price is not expensive. And the lobby is a good lobby. This lobby, I think, is one of the better lobbies in phase 1 if you want to buy phase 1. So in case you want to buy resale, you want to find a good deal, you can come and look at this. The pros and cons of buying resale. Number one is sellers are owners, so you can negotiate to some level. I mean, if you buy from developer, usually developer cannot negotiate lah. But you buy from secondary market, there's some negotiation that you can try. You can take bank loan if you want, right? Bank loan is also possibly can borrow higher, 70% financing you can get. You can actually see the actual unit that you are buying, right? Don't need to buy off plan. You can see the actual unit condition, good or no good. And last, the unit may come renovated or furnished. So this is also a plus point of buying resale. You can save money on the renovation costs. The third option, of course, is to buy R&F Princess Cove Phase 3. Now, in case you don't know, there is a Phase 3 coming up. Okay, it's not very mentioned in the market right now. I'm probably one of the first few people to talk about Phase 3. So Phase 3 is going to launch. Now the latest date we have from developer is probably June, right? This next month, right? Phase 3 is next to Phase 1, right? And construction has actually started, right? Later I send you a photo. Completion is in 4 years, so 2029 completion. Okay, so the positive number one is pricing will be attractive, starting from 9xx per square foot. Yes, this is actually cheaper than phase 2, right? For several reasons, right? I'll talk about it later. So you can pay progressively because in Malaysia, like Singapore, for a new launch, you pay progressively lah. So as they build, then you pay so you don't need to pay everything upfront, right? So if you even if you're buying cash, right, you pay progressively. So for example, if you once they build to a certain floor, then you pay a certain amount. When they build to the door, you pay a certain amount. You know, at completion, you pay a certain amount. So you pay progressively. So that's a good thing about a new launch. The design internally is quite modern, right? I'll show some photos later. And phase 3 will have a focus on sports facilities. So they'll have a full badminton court, full basketball court, full Olympic size swimming pool. Okay, phase 2 actually don't have a proper Olympic size swimming pool, but phase 3 will have. Layouts are quite big, very generous, suitable for families, right? And of course, if you want to take loan, financing is more available. I think we're quite confident that there'll be at least Maybank and RHB to take financing for phase 3, right? So phase 3 will have all these benefits. So what are the negatives of phase 3? Very likely your sea view units are not many. Maybe majority of units won't have a sea view, or the sea view will be blocked eventually. So phase 3 don't have many sea view if you're looking for sea view. And of course, the second thing that is you probably don't like is have to wait for 4 years because have to build. The site is just started construction. So for those retirees who want to move in immediately, this one cannot have to wait 4 years if you are going to buy phase 3 lah. But for people who haven't retired yet, right, you can wait 4 years, then of course this is okay lah. So let me show you some photos. Now, these photos you have probably not seen yet. Okay, these are from the show flats of phase 3. They have not completed the full renovation of the show flats yet. But if you notice from the design here, right, this is the kitchen cabinets that the developer will provide, right? You can see that the aesthetic has changed, right? Like R&F phase 1, phase 2 have a bit more China, Shanghai, you know, kind of design, right? A bit of gold, marble, they like that kind of approach, right? But phase 3, right, you will notice is a lot more modern, a lot more contemporary, similar to what Singapore and Malaysia condos tend to look like. So this is actual developer spec, right, for phase 3 R&F, right? So you can look, it's very modern looking. The color is a light wood, and the tiles have also changed on the walls, right? The floor also is a different tile than what you normally see in phase 1, phase 2, right? This show flat is from a 1-bedrooms unit, right? And I show you from another angle. Okay, aircon will be provided as per usual, should be Panasonic, right? And this is from another direction, right? And this is from the room size, right? So the 1-bedroom is about 540 square feet, thereabouts. Okay, and the toilet, right? They won't have that wooden cabinet at the bottom before, because people always complain that wooden cabinet eventually easy to get spoiled due to moisture. So what they'll do now is that they have this open shelving design, so that you don't have to maintain the wooden cabinet underneath the sink, right? So I think that's nice, right? This is also actual, you see the tiles, the wall tiles are also a modern design, no longer that marble color design that you see in phase 1, phase 2, okay? So this is from the 3-bedroom, right? This oven a bit wrong position, but otherwise, these are developer specs. I think this hood also probably is an additional one. But this gives you an idea of the size of the area, right? This is the living area. This is the bedroom, right? Quite big layouts, and this is from the 3-bedroom layout, right? They play around with the laminate color bit. This one for the 3-bedroom show flat, they are doing a darker color. Actually, in reality, developer will only give you white wall, but in this show flat, they have done up all the carpentry here. This is the 3-bedroom size, right? This is a TV console, but this is of course ID lah. Developer won't give you this, right? And from another angle. Okay, now phase 3 construction has started, right? I took this photo to show you that this is phase 3, right? Construction, right? They've already completed some of the what call it the piling works, and you can even see the structure has started to show already. So developer is quite committed to complete this in 4 years, right? For a lot of the other competitors in RTS area, right, they have probably not even really start construction. They're still clearing land, right? A lot of the competitor or nearby projects in JB, right, haven't even started building yet, right? But RNF Phase 3 has already started. So I think this shows you developer got money and developer already start building, not waiting. And you can see actually the RTS track is just over here behind this. Okay. So if you're going to buy a phase 3, like I said, tentative launch in June, this is the pricing. I just give rough pricing because we don't have definitive pricing at this stage. But 1-bedroom from 540K onwards, 2-bedroom from 850K onwards, 3-bedroom 1 million onwards. So they're actually cheaper than you think, cheaper than phase 2. And like I said, because you can take loan or pay progressively, so your cash flow is better, right? The only thing is that you don't mind to wait 4 years lah, okay? And you don't mind that many of the units probably don't have a sea view. I think there's probably only 2 blocks with a so-called sea view facing. The rest all probably not considered to have sea view, right? And you can take loan. You can take loan, right? The developer will plan some financing available for you. So this is phase 3. Do watch out. I will have another video about phase 3 when you can finally buy phase 3 later next month or the month after. Don't know when it launches. Okay. Hopefully June. The timeline stays, right? I will do another video when it launches. You can come and take a look. I bring you to the sales gallery and show you the show flats for phase 3, right? Remember the RTS will complete in December 2026. It's 18 months away, right? Not very long already. You can see construction is quite advanced on both sides. Singapore also will complete the building, the immigration building, end of next year, right? And when RTS complete, right, you can see a jump in demand, right? We expect a lot more people to come over from Singapore to JB. Recently, I met a lot of new buyers, right, who haven't been to JB in a long time. Many of these people come and find me recently, new to JB, that means only recently start to explore JB back again. So there are still a lot of people in Singapore who don't really come to JB often one. So you can imagine when RTS is up, right, a lot of the Singaporeans will come over to JB. We will see an increase in demand. Okay, so R&F Princess Cove is over here. So I hope this video was useful to you in case you guys still want to buy RNF from either one of the 3 options. So buy developer, balance unit in phase 2, buy resale, phase 1, phase 2, or buy phase 3, right? These 3 options, you let me know. I can try and give you as much information as possible beforehand, right? So that you are ready, can make a better decision. Don't write R&F Princess Cove off yet because there will be more to come, especially later this year when phase 3 launch. That will bring back all the crowds to the sales gallery and we can show you phase 2, phase 1, phase 3, whichever you want to buy. Okay. In case you want to find out more, my contact number is here, 8126-1626. This is my phone number, or you can contact my Malaysia number also can. We have a Facebook called Malaysian Investors in Singapore, right? You can also scan this QR code here to join our mailing list in case you prefer to get information over email. Okay, yeah, so I hope you like the information in this channel. Do like, share, and subscribe if you find out more about YouTube, and you want to find out more about retirement in Johor Bahru or property investing in Johor Bahru. If you have any particular questions, feel free to WhatsApp me, send me a message on WhatsApp. I'm more than happy to reply you. I reply everybody's WhatsApp. I think I have never missed out any messages. Okay, I'm more than happy to help you guys on your journey to come to JB. So thank you very much, and bye bye.